Hi everybody, Micro here. Long time no see, I would say. So finally another video after nearly 2 months. But we were kind of busy, so we had a lot of trainings, a lot of missions, good times. Today we want to talk about air refueling. So air-to-air refueling is a kind of the holy grail of flying. It can be pretty task critical, or even can ruin complete missions. So yeah, I can remember a lot of cases where some guys can make it to the tanker, and we had to abort the whole mission. But that's okay, especially for beginners. It's a hard skill to learn. But you have to practice that, and it takes a lot of patience to master the skill. But if you can do it, it's quite a good feeling. And today we do not want to talk only about the technique, how to connect, because I found out there's less videos about actually how to do the procedures right. You know, we have some training on FALCON events that we provide for air-to-air refueling. It's all based on the NATO document, which is ATP 3342, which is the NATO standard air-to-air refueling standard, which is also implemented kind of in our SOPs. And today we want to talk about stuff like how to intercept the tanker correctly. Is it even rear inspect or head-on inspect? How to establish and hold a solid formation, because connected to the tanker is not always the problem. Formation flying is the problem, actually. So how to hold the formation in the observation area, so left of the tanker, before you actually go to the boom. Then how to manage go to the boom and connect to the boom even in wings level or in the turn. And after you're refueling, how to establish and hold a solid formation in the reform area, so on the right side of the tanker. We will talk about all that stuff in a second. Have fun. Alright everybody, welcome back. So we are Mustang 7 4-ship F-16 with a task of SEAT. So as you can see, I'm the fly lead of the 4-ship. All the others are AI. So the situation is as follows. So on our tanker, on our route, we found our planned tanker track. Tanker is Texaco 2. And our plan is now to go to the tanker. So the first topic we want to cover is the intercept. There are two possible ways to intercept the tanker. The easiest one is the rear aspect intercept. That means basically you pop out or you intercept the tanker from or behind his 210 line. So that's the easiest one, so no big deal there. The trickier one, which we do now, is the head-on intercept. There are some regulations in this. So right now the situation is as follows. The tanker has the heading 200, as you can see, and our heading is about and we are kind of his downwind, so to say. As mentioned before, another flight joins up to this tanker right now, so we have to be a little bit careful and gave them enough room. But there are certain rules how to intercept tanker head on. First, the formation. So I gave my guys the call to go echelon right now, because if we want to intercept the tanker, we will turn to the left, and that way it's much easier for them to follow me. Also a good formation could be fighting wing or a kind of trail. So it's kind of it's up to the fly lead, but you will find out what works best for you. How to intercept the tanker head on. Right now we at about 380 knots, so it's a good general speed between 350 and 420 to intercept the tanker. If the tanker is about on your 10 o'clock line, so to say, in our case, who's already there, and he's right now about 2 miles away. So we can initiate our 30-degree bank turn, as you can see on this little graphic that I have, and that should bring us nearly about in the 2-mile trail behind him. So we will see how things go. First, we have selected already the right frequency, so we didn't call the tanker yet, but it's no big deal. The second, we have to take care about our checklist. So first thing is anti-collision lights off. Let's bring this to freeze right now so I can change something. Let's bring lights to steady, anti-collision lights off. Let's bring the bingo page up so we can see our fuel state. Right now our fuel is 7.4, so no big deal. Weapons are safe. Now safe countermeasures are on standby. And that should be it. So we will now intercept the tanker, and when we intercepted the tanker, we will stay in about 1 mile trail, 1,000 feet below the tanker, and wait till the foreship on it, it looks like a foreship, is done, and then we will enter the observation area, which is kind of left of the tanker, and from there on we will do the whole procedure, but we do it step by step, so no rush here. Okay, let's go. Now slightly 3G turn. That should bring us nearly behind him, so as you can see my guys will follow. And let's say that we don't lose so much speed. Let's go a little bit in the burner, a little bit more down, and as you can see, that's kind of 2.5 trail right now, so that worked out pretty good. So I will switch off the volumes for now, because this way you can hear myself better. Next topic I want to talk about is closer rates. So right now we are 2.3 miles away. That means the general rule is per 1,000 feet you have a closer rate of 10 knots. So that means in our case 2 miles is about a closer rate of 120 miles allowed. So 1 mile would be 60 knots. 3,000 feet should be 30 knots, 1,000 feet should be 10 knots, and so on and so forth. So right now we are in the right parameters, so to say. And let's go and intercept this guy. Here we go. So now it's also a good idea to switch my flight to echelon left, because in the observation area the formation will be echelon left. So let's do this. There we go.
2, going echelon left.
3, 4.
So 1 mile apart. So next thing is we go nose cold. That means we switch or override our radar, so that way we don't transmit any critical energy to the boom operator, so because we don't need any distance anymore, so you have to fly via eyeball. Also you can use your TACAN. So right now I activated my TACAN, and we are 1 mile away, so we will go back a little bit and slightly in speed. And let's try to hold 1 mile trail, and those guys will now tank, and we will hold about 300 knots now. So again, check your systems are good, so that you didn't miss anything. So ECM off, of course. So I just have to search where the fourth guy of those guys is. So I just count 3, but it's maybe okay. Again, check distance. All is good. So it could take some time before those guys are ready. Ah, there's the fourth guy. We'll see what he does. So what is important is to give the flights in front of you enough space. You know, for example, when you have a package flight with several flights, and you have kind of 4 or 5 flights to rejoin or to get fuel, so it's kind of busy on the tanker. And it feels like we have some new turbulences. So today is the day when 435 U2 came out. So it feels like we have a lot of turbulences now. So it's quite nice. So it looks he's the last guy. We can press a little bit forward. He's now on the turn. So remember ourselves. Tanker does right-hand turns. So where's the fourth guy? I don't want to crash into him. The fourth guy will come, so let's go a little bit back now. So because I don't see him, so I don't want to crash into him. Where is he? There we go. Oh man. He does some Thunderbirds move. So remember also the tanker always in BMS does a 30-degree bank turn, so that's kind of a rule. There are also other banks allowed in real life, but yeah, that's how we do it in BMS. So now we can get a little bit more forward, a little bit more speed. And we can open now our tanker menu and basically call us in on the tanker. So I will do that now. And Texaco 2 Smastem 7 4-ship F-16 1 mile trail request journal for Air Refueling 4,000 pounds each.
Mustang 7-1 Texaco 2-1 copy.
So what I actually did was I called the tanker with the amount of flights or aircraft, the aircraft type, and how much fuel we want to get. So it doesn't matter in BMS because you can, so to say, stop whenever you want, but that's totally fine. So what happened now is my flight is going, so that's kind of AI. My flight is going now to the observation area because me as a lead, so if the other flight is done, I can go straight to the boom. So I already opened my refueling door, and so if no other flight is on the boom, you can go as a number 1, you can go straight to the boom. And yeah, that's what we want to do now. So as you can see, the other flight rejoins. So that's a good picture here. So as you can see, my flight will rejoin now on the left side, which is the observation area, and the other flight rejoins on the right side, which is the reform area, so to say. And everybody stays in echelon to the tanker. How to go in the right formation, I will show you when I go to the reform area.
Texaco 2-1 ready. Roger.
So flight now leaves the boom.
2-1 clear to pre-contact position.
Very nice. So tanker called us in, and we will go now to the boom. Texaco 2 Mustang 7-1 moving pre-contact. So that means pre-contact is a position behind the boom. So that's the position pre to contact position, so that's called pre-contact. In BMS you have to do it the following way. So you have to fly behind the boom as close as possible and wait 3 to 4 seconds, and then the tanker sees you or yeah, gives you then clearance that you can go to the boom. So we will do that now. As you can see, my guys are perfectly in line in echelon with the tanker in the observation area, and we will now fly to the boom. So also a good idea is if you aim to the boom, you see now my gun cross, right? So always aim that gun cross to the boom, to the bottom of the boom, so to say. That's the perfect spot to aim. Okay, now we are close to the boom. You should see now also my throttle camera, and now let's go to the pre-contact area that we talked about before. Fly a little bit closer to the boom, and then hold position.
Mustang 7-1, Mexico 2-1. Cleared the contact position.
So now he gave us clear to contact. That means we can fly now to the boom. You see the first director light over there, which means forward for F, so forward. So we will fly forward, but it would be pretty easy to do it straight, but so I do one connection straight, and after that I disconnect, and then I try to connect in the turn, which is basically no big deal, but again, you have to train those skills. So it's yeah, if you have done it a couple of 100 times, like, and really learned or forced yourself to fly in formation first and then go to the boom, that makes life much easier. So you have to practice. That's the biggest, the only, the best tip I can give you to succeed on the boom. Alrighty, let's do this. So come on.
Mustang 7-1, stabilize.
Yep. So you can see we have to go a little bit more forward. Maybe I'm a little bit more too low. So come on, that looks good. Now we should get a contact and Mustang 7-1 contact. So now you see the director lights are so for down and up we are in perfect position. We are a little bit slightly back, so we will drive a little bit more to the front to hold position perfectly. But now it's like give minimal input to your throttle and to your stick to stay actually in position. So that's the main goal to succeed to the boom. So no big movements, don't fall in stress, because remember, those guys are waiting for you. So and if you are flying a big mission, maybe 20 guys waiting for you, but it doesn't matter, because you don't wanna fuck up. Okay, so okay, I will disconnect now and wait till the tanker goes to the boom. Now he gave us clearance for connecting again in the turn, so we will do it now. And yeah, no big deal here. Fly straight to the tanker, watch the director lights, no big movements, relax, no big deal.
Contact.
And
Contact.
one has good contact and good flow. So again, as you can see maybe on the video, on the stick movements, I do nearly no movement at all. So no throttle movements, minimal stick movements. So easy going. So there was another flight coming. So we will go about to 10.0. That's enough for us. So that means now we can make a 1000 to go call. That means my wingman knows, okay, he can make himself ready. So we are going now out of the turn, a little bit back because we are slightly in front. As you can see on the director lights, no big deal, no stress, minimal movements, and we are back in position. Perfect. So that was a little bit too, yeah. Now it's good. As you can see, we've crossed now 10,000. I disconnect now. You can see my number 2 is pretty close now, and he's leaving the, so to say, the formation, the observation formation. So the 3 and 4 is still on the observation, and he's going now to the position which is known as quick flow. So quick flow means basically he goes pretty close to the active aircraft on the boom, and this way he can be pretty much connect pretty fast, and this way you can also get your flight pretty fast refueled, so to say. But normally in real life, a pilot would ask the guy who's on a boom if he can go to quick flow, because if you leave the boom, then you have to do certain procedures different. So normally when you leave the boom, you go a little bit back, then down, and then to the right. Okay, but now because this guy is so close, we have to go down first and then to the right, not back. Okay, so we already get a little bit back, which was kind of shitty, but as a rule, if someone is in quick flow position, go low and go right, don't go back. Okay, let's do it now. We go low, and we have to take care about the other flight. Then we are going to the right, and when we are going in echelon right with the tanker to the reform formation. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's go low and let's go right. There we go. We close our refueling door, and we cleared the tanker.
Mustang 7-2, Mexico 2-1, cleared the contact position.
So
Roger.
So my turn was a little bit big, I have to say, so it was not a good movement, but so we tried to get back on the reform area, so on the right side of the tanker in echelon. As you can see now, it's very nice. You can see the other guys going in quick flow, and number 4 goes forward. So we will rejoin now in echelon right, and a good trick which I prefer is to fly slightly above the tanker, so because this way first you deconflict yourself a little bit more, and yeah, to me it feels a little bit better. So kind of this position to me is kind of ideal, so this way I can see the tanker, I can see the guy on the boom, and there's the other flight. There we go. Yeah, I also like it more when I switch off my HMCS, because it confuses me sometimes. So let's do it this way, and now we have to wait till all of my flight is done, and that could take some time, but hopefully I captured all interesting stuff for you. If you have any questions, you can actually yeah, check our briefing. I put it in the description link, so you can join our trainings on Falcon events, and hopefully you learned something. So cheers, and have a good one.